right, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. The 2026 Roar 110 Scale Off-Road Carpet Nationals here at Maximus RC Raceway in beautiful Seabrook, New Hampshire. Practice is in the books. Seating is in the books. So we have officially done 6 rounds of controlled practice, 2 rounds of seating, and we are moments away from our first round of qualifying here. I am your host, Sean Sexy Leg Miller, along with the rest of the live RC crew, Lucas and Sam. Both these guys wear a couple different caps, so we're going to have Lucas on the mic and Sam behind the scenes. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We're getting ready to go here. We've been here for 2 days waiting for this moment. We're ready to rock and roll. I want to give a quick shout out to the Roar president, Clayton Young, doing a fine job over here with Roar. Took it over just a couple years ago, and he's turned Roar around, and man, what a job Clayton and his crew are doing. Your track announcer this weekend, Tim Caparel, known as Big Red, and along with the tech crew, Cal Southwork, Clayton Young also in tech, and Garland Smith. Those boys are going to be working hard behind the scenes and making sure everybody's all race ready. And to race spec out here, you know, especially in the stock classes, you got to make sure everybody's on the same playing field. They're going to be checking for battery voltage this weekend, battery temp, blinky, weight, wing, width, and of course you got to have a 12.5 rotor in these bad boys. It is a gloomy, soggy 58 degrees out here in Seabrook. But it's nice, and we're getting ready to go here. Round number 1 qualifying, the 2026 110 Scale Off-Road Carpet Nationals, getting ready to rock and roll the little 21.5 two-wheel drive. So I want to get you guys caught up a little bit here on what happened in seeding. Right now, our top seeds for 21.5 is going to be Tony Wilson. Your top seed for 17.5 two-wheel drive is going to be Antonio Caputo, along with two-wheel drive stadium truck is Antonio Caputo. Your four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, 40-plus two-wheel drive, Bradley Borneal. Two-wheel drive mod, top seed right now, Chase Lemieux. 13.5 short course, Willie D. Your four-wheel drive 13.5 top seed, Dustin Fox. And your four-wheel drive modified top seed, Brendan Schimmel. Little Shim Shady action. So 6 rounds of practice, 2 rounds of seeding, and the names I just read off, those are your top seeds here, and we're jumping right in to round number 1 of qualifying. Race number 1 of 21, so we're looking at, I don't know, about 2.5 hours of qualifying here for round number 1. Give or take a little bit. My first heat of 3 of 21.5 two-wheel drive on the track. Want to give a huge shout out to our event sponsors here, Phantom Racing, J Concepts, RC Discharge, A Main Hobbies, One Up Racing, and Avid RC. Got to show a little love to our sponsors out here. We used our top 3 consecutive laps here in seating. And all seating does is really going to show you what qualifying order you're going to main in. We take the top 10, that's your A seed group. 11 through 20, that's your B seed group. And 21 through 30, that would be your C seed group. So the faster you go in your top 3 runs, the better you're going to be as far as the A, B, and C group here in qualifying. Now, not the end of the world if you don't have a good seeding run, but it sure helps to have a nice seeding run and get into that A group, kind of drive with other guys more your speed. So some guys are going to have to do a little work here that broke out one of those seeding rounds or didn't have a good run, but we got 4 rounds of qualifying. I think we're doing 1 round tonight. I believe 3 rounds on Saturday, tomorrow, and they might even run some lower mains, and there are no bump ups here at the Roar Nationals, so it'll be top 10 going straight to the show through qualifying, so no bump ups at all, which is good for some and not as good for others. We're going to take the top 10 here. We are using qual points here in qualifying. So the better you do, the lower your qual point will be. And then let's just say, hypothetically, we have a tie for qual points at the end of qualifying. It would go to your best point and then your best one run. And that would decipher a tie here for qualifying. So we're off and racing here. Race number 1. We got Fowler leading us around on 19.507. So the winner of this one will be the TQ time to beat with 2 more heats to go. So don't go popping any champagne here if you get a win here in heat 1, because there's still 2 more full heats. And technically they went faster than you in seating. So the guys, you got 2 fast heats coming up on you. We got Leroy out front. Dan, we're 3:15 in, 1:45 to go. Reed in the 3. Eric 4, Colin 5, Martin 6, Mike 7, Chris Pelletier in the 8, and it looks like no start out of Aaron in that number 8 spot. So we got 3 full heats here, 21.5 coming up to you guys. And thanks to everybody for tuning in. If you guys want to get in the chat, it will be on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, look in the search toggle, and type in Live RC, and you'll be able to find the event out here this afternoon. So I don't have any of the if you're tuning in on the other social apps, Facebook or whatnot, I'm not going to be able to see the chat. But if you tune in and you want to jump in the chat, head on over to YouTube, and we'll try and interact with you guys a little bit over the next few days. RC Victory Lane. Yep, Sexy Leg on the mic. It's our moderator out there checking in. Got a beautiful little layout out here. Doing about 12 or 13 second laps. Got a nice little slap double in the center. Big triple right in front of the driver's stand, and then a couple carousels out there, and a nice long, I don't know, about 80, 90 foot straightaway. Super high grip out here, of course, with the carpet. Now, there is more than one style of carpet. So they got the black carpet like what they have out at A-Main out in Chico. And I'm not sure what they would call this kind of carpet, but it's high bite. So I got to have that tune right here and crank it up. It's about to heat up here a little bit at Maximus RC Raceway as round number 1 qualifying is underway. Who's going to take the first win of the Roar Nats here this weekend? Fowler's led every single lap of this one so far. Got about a 1 second lead over Reed in that number 2 spot. Looks like that's a race. So, wow, Fowler, your official first heat winner out here. 2026 110 scale Off-Road Carpet Nationals. Beautiful facility out here in Seabrook, New Hampshire. They were about 30 minutes north of here not long ago, and this is their new facility. So, place is shined up like a prom date. Brand new paint, new carpet, all new obstacles. Beautiful, nice, large pit area on the in front and on the side of the track. I mean, what a perfect setting for a weekend of racing out here. Now you can see Chris Mayman on the Live RC cam right there. One of my SoCal homies out there, out here racing with Levi and Chase's twin boys. Of course, they're representing SDRC out here this weekend. Not a lot of, not a ton of carpet tracks out on the west. I mean, rightfully so. We race 12 months out of the year out there. So it's a little more common that you would find the carpet tracks in the Midwest and the East where you get a little snow and you can't race outdoors in the winter and stuff. So they put the A scales away for the weekend, or, well, for the season. They bust out the 10 scales and do a little carpet racing. It's not that we don't have carpet tracks out on the west. It's just not as many as they would have out here in the East. All right, heat number 2 getting going here. Right now, TQ time to beat at a 19.510.2. Starting us off here nice and mellow this morning with the 21.5s. So I got 3 full heats though. Class hasn't entirely taken off out west, but it seems to be doing pretty good out east out here. About as far east as you can get. We're almost in Canada. Hey. I would say just probably over 2,500 miles to get out here from LAX to Boston. I have to get myself a little lobster while I'm out here. Lobster. Got to say it right. All right, getting going here. We'll give you guys a full running order. Give these guys a minute to get things situated. All right, it's going to be Bill Catenacci leading us around. Jonathan 2, Fabian running top 3, Stevens 4, William 5, Robert 6, Jacob P in the 7, and Grayson 8. Looks like Eric Firm 9. Right now, now the pace stepping up as expected. As expected, like I said, this is the BC group. So the fastest top 10 will be coming up after this. I always feel good at the beginning of a race weekend to go out there and get a heat win. I don't care if it's in the D or the C resort group. A heat win's a heat win, and that's definitely the way to start your weekend. 25:05 is the pace right here. We are 2 down, 3 to go. Race number 2 of 21. So we started this round at about 3:30. So should be done around 6 with this round here. Let's check in with the chat, see what's going on with these guys. A 5-second lead now for your leader. So Bill having a nice little run right here. Big Cat, they call him. Bill Catenacci. That's got to be Italian or something. It's got a little flavor to it. So Big Cat leading us around. That would be the new TQ time to beat here in round number 1. Fowler at that 19.510. It'd still be good enough for 7th for the round, but may not be what he wanted as far as laps and times, but a heat win at the Roaring Nats is a heat win, and I'll give it to Fowler. Got the first heat win of the weekend. So Bill staying on that 25:05 pace right here. Fast lap of the race, 14.9 for him. Fabian, 15 flat. Jonathan with a 15.2. Grayson running in 4th of the 14.7. That's actually the fast lap of the race right there for Grayson. So if he can keep that thing shiny side up, he's definitely got a good race rig right here. We just got to keep it consistent. Uh-oh, looks like I got a car stuck on the pipe right here. So Bill should be coming up to the straightaway here any second. He should be across the line right now. I believe that's him working his way on and off. Yep. Lucas, man on a mission. He's on it. Up over the big double single right in front of us. And you can't really see the camber of that wall, but that's a pretty serious degree on that wall ride right there. And it's creating some carnage out here this weekend so far. I guess the camera shows a little bit of that angle. Oh, HRCR in Idaho. They're in the chat right here, North Idaho. Diehard RC in Washington getting a shout out here. PDX RC is a very good carpet track in the Northwest. So tune into YouTube, guys. Ask us a question. Start a chat. We'll get a little something going on in the YouTube chat right here. So 17.5 is getting ready. We still got one more heat of 21.5 two-wheel drive buggy to go. I got 4 full heats of 17.5. Just over 180 entries out here this weekend, which is a plus. I was looking on Live RC last year, about 144 entries. So we beat that mark by about 40. Looks like Bill able to hang on to this one. Big Cat setting a new TQ time to beat it at 25.12. So he's on a 25.05 pace pretty much the whole run right there. But going to fall off and have a couple laps and only get the win by 4/10 of a second over Fabian. Robert will go 3, Jonathan 4, and Grayson, my top 5 from that last heat. Oh, there's a great shot right there of our Phantom track cam right there. Beautiful shot right there. Speaking of Phantom, Phantom is back with new ownership and new products for 2026. So get fired up, all my Phantom racing fans out there. They've been around for a long time, and man, they've made some of the best ESC and some of the fastest motors in the business. And they're under new ownership right there, so we got some new blood out there for Phantom Racing, and they're going to come out swinging here in 2026, so stay tuned, guys. They're going to have some announcements coming up later this year. Our title sponsor out here, JA Concepts. Our grid lineup and race results will be brought to you by A-Main Hobbies out here. Interview sponsors. We got the One Up Racing interview cam out here, so I'm assuming in the 4 big classes. I don't know if everybody's getting an interview this weekend, but I know, and definitely 17.5 two-wheel drive, 13.5 four-wheel drive, and my 2 mod classes. They the winners from each round of qualifying will come over here and get an interview. I'm excited. Yeah, come over into the Live RC booth and hang out with Sexy Leg for a little bit. Check out this chat. Give these guys a second to get things situated. The AC group for 21.5 two-wheel drive right here. So it looks like they took the fastest 8. It didn't go in increments of 10. If you don't have 30, you got to break it down a little bit. So it looks like I got 21 registered in this class, so that would make sense. $1:15 in, 3:45 to go. Man's leading us around. Look at this, top 5 on a 21 lap pace right here. So top 8 are all on a new TQ run. Sorry, Bill. Bill's like, hell yeah, that was the run right there. Now, he really wished he would have had that 25.05 right about now, I'm sure. He left a little out there on the table, but it's just round 1. So we're going to take your best 2 runs out of 4. Of course, it's qual points. For your best 2 runs out of 4. If there's any tiebreakers, we'll go to laps and times and best points. All I know the Live RC crew is excited too. We've been out here busting our humps, especially those boys, Sam and Lucas, setting everything up and getting ready. We showed up at 7:30 this morning, and we didn't go qualifying until 3:30, so we've been chomping at the bit to get to some racing, and here we are. I'm fired up. Let's get fired up in the chat, y'all. Paul Thacker checking in. What's up, PT? All the way from Alaska. Out there riding those snowmobiles. Paul Thacker, one of the coolest cats in RC. Fun fact about Paul Thacker. Monster sponsored racer for many years and long distance jump record holder with the snowmobile. I think he may have actually had, and maybe he can help me out on this, I think he actually had the world record at one time for the longest snowmobile jump at one time. Of course, there's always going to be younger, crazier guys that come up and steal those away, but Yeah, Paul, help me out here. I know he had some pretty serious big jumps out there. Let me know. Was it a world record at one time? I'd like to know. All right, man's out front. Nathan to that number 2. Jeremy 3. Lambert 4. Eric 5. Wilson 6. Valentine 7. And Bagley rounding out the 8. So, yep, top 8 still running faster than Bill. And right now, top 2 separated by less than a half second right here. Oh, Nathan had taken over the race lead briefly, and then a long lap right there for Nate. So that's going to put Mans back out front on that 21.509. Jeremy only 2 seconds back on a 21.511. Doing the best I can to follow along with you guys in the chat. I got to do some announcing this weekend. I mean, I suppose that's what I'm here for. But I like to interact. We're the one-man band out here, so we'll do a little interacting. We'll do a little racing. We'll get some racers in here for some live interviews. Maybe we'll get like BT in here, or the Raymond's dad, or some of the locals out here from New Hampshire. Come and sit down with me and do a little chatting. But for the most part, we'll be doing some announcing here. Man's only a 1 second lead right here. Running out of time with less than 10 to go on the master clock. 21.509. Lambert 21.512, and then he has a long lap. Still going to be good enough for second here. There's your leader. Should be coming across to finish. And Man's going to get the first TQ of the weekend on a 21.509. So congratulations to Ian. Ian or Ian? One of those two. Keith's going to go second. Nathan. We got our A-Main Hobbies race results up here on the screen. Top 7 are all on a new TQ run right there. And that would put Bill from the BC group up to a top 8. So that would actually be an A-Main run for Bill. Not a bad run for Big Cat. The Django 3555. I want outdoor season to start. I have no idea what that's like. I'm from Southern California. I've been racing all winter long. I mean, we pay for that. We pay for that in California. It's not cheap to live out there, but it's got its perks. Got some pretty good weather, very few bugs. Get to race 12 months out of the year, but boy, it's pretty expensive to live out there. I'm not complaining, though. Wow, Paul Thacker checking in. Yes, sir. World record of 301.5 feet. A football field. Yep. 100 yards is 300 feet. Damn. So imagine that. I don't know how much those things weigh. They're I'd say twice as much as a dirt bike. Dirt bikes weigh anywhere from about 200 to 230, give or take the model. But snowmobile, those suckers are heavy. To send that thing 300 feet, that's why we're homies. I think you call that adrenaline junkies? Absolutely. All right, our first heat of 17.5 two-wheel buggy underway. Race number 4 of 21. So 4 full heats right here. This is going to be a tough one to make the main. The more drivers in your class, the more difficult it's going to be. Oh, man, beat it. Oh, no. So he already gets taken out on the live RC cam. There's Kenny out there getting it done. And then he gets the vehicle turned around and just gets hammered again. That's why they give us 4 of these things. They're not always going to work out how you hope. I'm happy with like 2, but to give you 4 runs, you got to have at least 2 good out of the 4. You can't have 4 bad runs in a row, can you? I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know if I've ever had 4 bad runs in a row. Maybe it's just because I drive so slow. We got Jason Lefebvre out front. Doobie in that number 2 spot. Salmon 3, Pat 4. Thomas 5, Norris 6, Steve 7. Courier in 8, no start. Matthew and Andrew. So, no laps out of Nathan, Matt, or Andrew. Maybe not here. Maybe couldn't make it today. I mean, this is the Natso, baby. You gotta get those priorities straight. Just tell the boss you're busy. We got some RC car racing to do. I have my priorities straight. I'm here this weekend. So sorry, honey. I gotta go to work this weekend at another RC track. There's a lot of work working in the RC industry, but man, I consider myself very lucky, and I owe it all to Jimmy Babcock, to be honest, out in Southern California. Started racing on his track about 11 years ago, became good friends with him, started announcing, hanging out with him a bunch, started working tech for him at the JBRL races back in SoCal, and started traveling with him. We used to come out and do the race time events for Dave, and we do Silver State, DNC every year, and then Jimmy has an 8-scale and a 10-scale series back out on the West Coast, and been doing this for 10 years now. It's my full-time job here. Do a little announcing down at the world-famous Hot Rod Hobbies in Southern California, and man, I'm going to ride the wave as long as I can. Whoever knows when that wave's going to dump me on my head and I'm going to have to grow up and get a big boy job, but I'm riding it out as long as I can. 10 years and counting. So thanks, Jimmy B. I want to send you some love for getting me into this wild and crazy industry and loving every second of the ride. All right, we got Blake still leading us around. 25:02 is the pace. We got 4 down, 1 to go. 4 down, 1 to go. I'm assuming that was a custom snowmobile. It had to be. There's no way you can just go buy a showroom Cat or Yamaha and send that thing 300 feet through the air. Maybe. I don't know. I wonder if Paul Thacker does any. I don't think he does a whole lot of racing in Alaska as far as carpet, for that matter. He's all snowmobile winter long. Because once that snow goes away, then he hunkers down and gets serious into the RC. But if it's cold and snowing, Paul's shredding the snow. There's no doubt about that. 15 seconds to go here. Race number 5 in staging. So Tech is actually right behind us. And these boys are working hard. If you guys could see the equipment they have for teching these vehicles this weekend, it looks like a heart monitor for RC cars. Man, these boys are serious here at Roar about tech. I like it. That's how it should be. Keep everybody on the same page. Because you know us racers, we'll do anything we can to get a 10th or 2. Even if it's our dignity being cost at the same time. So that's what tech is for. Going to keep everybody on the same page. So Blake going to take that first heat of 4 for 17.5 two-wheel drive. On our A-main race results right here, Blake 1, Jason 2, Bruce 3, Thomas 4, Jeremy 5, Pat 6, Steve 7, Nathan 8, Matthew 9, Andrew in the 10. No laps for those boys, so hopefully they can get off work and head on down here and get some laps in. They know only 2 out of the 4 count, so maybe they couldn't get Friday off, but they got the weekend off, so they're going to get here. Time will tell. Only one RC track in all of Alaska? Boy. For as big as that state is, that's not very many. All right, Heat 2 rolling them out and checking them in, getting ready to go here. You can see our A-main grid lineup here.
Let's see. Sir, can you come in to 7 on 7? Yep, on 7. You're good right there. I'm having to come join you on the other side. All right, once again, Angel is our best when I call your name. Less than 5. Brandon, Evan, John, Jacob, Wesley, Robert, Raymond, Colin, Edgar. And we are underway with 2 of us, 35 to your guy, Eddie, turn 2, just set up face on, running that 5, flat to 5.
All right, here we go. Loop is live. Nothing better than getting the Loop is live from the race director up there. Big Red on the mic, doing a fine job out there. Being a race director myself. Not this weekend, though. I'm on my first time ever in the broadcast booth. Well, I wouldn't say the first time. I've done a little bit of time in the broadcast booth. But first one, well, I'm on my own. But it's just another RC car race. Been doing this for 10 years. So I'm super thankful for the Live RC boys for bringing me into the broadcast booth. And I'm a quick learner, so this should go pretty good. I got oozing confidence over here from the Live RC booth. I guess that's better than not being confident at all. You know us wrestlers, you know, we're a rare breed. But you got to have a little confidence if you're going to go out there and lay it down. You want to win those championships as a wrestler. You got to piss excellence. That's exactly what I expect to do this weekend. All right, Evan Tapp, 22.509. Wow. Two laps. Not 2 seconds, 2 laps faster than Blake's TQ time set in that first heat. Tapp on a burner here. John in that number 2 spot. Let's see, that's John Kaczynskis. I had no idea how to pronounce that, so I actually just walked up to him a few hours ago, and I'm like, hey, brother, help me out with that last name. There's a couple doozy. If you guys think that's an easy job pronouncing people's names correctly, it's not. So if any of the racers hear me this weekend butchering up their last name or just saying I and K, for instance, come on over and let me know how to pronounce your name properly. I'll figure it out by the end of the weekend. So Wesley running in that 2, Jacob Dorn. Nope, Knapp 3, Corrin 4, Lefebvre 5, Doherty in the 6, Victor Pont in the 8, Brandon 9, Andrew 10, and Robert Smith in the 10. .315 in, 145 to go. Let's try and find that leader. Should be right here in the center section of the track. Everybody all bunched up right here. Should be crossing the line any second here. So it should be that car up over the step on off. Looks like maybe red and white right here. Next one behind that, I believe. Should be, yep, just crossed the loop. .22.511 pace. Not too bad. Hot lap 13.6 for your leader. Iron 13.8. See Wesley 13.9. So everybody real close right there, but Tap just got a few tenths on these guys. So Thacker's saying it actually is still the world record for ramp to snow jump. So I'm assuming maybe nowadays they're landing also on a ramp. But for a ramp to snow, still the world record. That's my boy right there. Send a little shout out to Pat as well. Where Paul goes is where Pat goes. And I want to show a lot of love too. Paul Thacker does a lot of work with the veterans out there in our country. So appreciate that, Paul. And Pat, they do a ton of work with our veterans. And man, I cannot express how important that is with our veterans. We all have veterans, past and present, in our families, somewhere in our family tree. Yeah, we got to take care of them. That's the utmost importance. So good work on that, boys. Things winding down here. Running out of time. Tap's pretty much led every lap of this one. That's the way I want to start round one. Tap across the line. Top 7, new TQ run here in the works. We're waiting on one more here. Race number 6 of 21, getting ready to roll them out here. 7 Tap taking the heat win, 22.511 with a 5. Resetting the new TQ time to beat. All right, race 5 turn marshal jumping out there and grabbing their, well, I'd usually say cone spots, but you can see on the live RC cam, they just have the numbers right there on the poles. Getting ready for heat 3 of 4. So for anybody just tuning in, we're going to run 3 rounds. 1 round today. We already ran 2 rounds of seeding, or 1 round of qualifying. We'll finish this off here tonight, and then we'll do 3 rounds of qualifying tomorrow. And I possibly heard that we might be running some lower mains as well. So that's not official, but I heard a little chit-chat behind me between the Roar officials. And I'm thinking, maybe let's throw in some lower mains in the A1s maybe on Saturday. That is to be determined. But for sure, 3 rounds tomorrow, and then we'll see what time it is, and we'll go from there. All right, getting a little faster as we go here. Give these guys a second to get things situated. James Spratley checking in on the YouTube chat. Yes, it is James. What's going on, brother? One of the boys representing for the 702 Las Vegas. James Spratley, one of the WIRC racers for 2026. Him and his dad, Oscar, longtime JBRL Silver State DNC racers. Shout out to Oscar Spratley winning the 50-plus Nitro Buggy Championship at Silver State in his own backyard this year. I thought that was pretty cool for the Spratley fam. Looks like the apple didn't fall far from the tree, James. So Dad taught you everything you know about RC racing, just not everything he knows. Got to keep a couple things in the back pocket. Austin, Texas checking in right now. So jump in the chat. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Start a conversation. Throw a shout out. We're trying to have a little fun here. I mean, it's all business. on a Friday afternoon for Q1 at the Roaring-Ats, but we're going to have a little fun on the mic too. You know, life's too tough not to have a little bit of fun. So get serious, get to work, but have a little fun. Kalis Lowe, the youngster out there. I'm not sure how old this young man is, but I went and talked with him in the pits for a little bit. I'm guessing anywhere from the 12 to 16 range right here. But he showed some good speed and seating right here. And right now, 22.5 flat. That'd put him at the top of the leaderboard with the AC still to go coming up next. So Kalis Lowe leading us around. Ben Decker in the 2. Bledsoe in the 3. Brandon 4. Brent 5. Valentine in the 6. Wilson 7. Crescitelli 8. Oh no, it looks like Bryant off the track possibly right here. Bummer. Got 6 laps in. It looks like Mira Fuente off the track here. Ooh. Not the best way to start round 1, but not the end of the world because he's still got 3 more rounds. So Evan Tapp on that 22.511. Let's see. Ooh, wow, that would move him back to 8th still with the final heat to go here in this class. So Tapp's going to be out there turn marshaling with his fingers and toes crossed, hoping these guys crash. Yeah, anytime I'm in the B seed group, I'm out there watching that A group, or in the C seed group watching the B, and I'm like, oh, he crashed. Now, because I show good sportsmanship, I still hustle and get their car, but I might give a little baby fist pump. If I see a guy that's usually faster than me upside down in qualifying, I'll be like, oh, good. I didn't have that great of a run. I needed that crash. Charlotte, North Carolina checking in. Spokane, Washington. Top Line RC tuning in. RC Victory Lane from Charlotte, North Carolina. Man, that's like the NASCAR capital of the United States out there. Big time NASCAR fan, and roundy round. A lot of dirt track out there as well. Loose dirt off-road track coming to Dale, Texas soon. Gotta love it. Tracks come and tracks go. So you got to support them when they're here. And tracks need help. They can't just run off the owner and the two people that work in the shop. It's a community effort. So I can't express how important it is to go out there and pick up a shovel, pick up a rake, help them with the track builds. I mean, believe me, if the track owner and the 2 or 3 guys that work in the shop could do it themselves, they would. But in the real world, that's just not how running a track operates. It's a 8-10 man operation. So support those local mom and pop hobby shops and RC tracks, because everybody likes to go online and get all those deals. But if you don't support your local hobby shops and tracks, you're not going to have anywhere to drive those sweet deals. All right, race 3 of 4 wrapping up. Kalis Lowe, 22.502. Going to get the heat win by 0.6 of a second over Ben Decker. So good run for that top 2. And then Brendan on a 22.507 as well. So it looks like the top 8, everybody in the race except for Bryant that broke out early, all went 22 laps right there. So nice quick group right there. That's what you want. If you're stuck in the B group, you all really got to work together. I mean, it's super important, because the more you guys work together as a group, the faster you're going to go as a group collectively. And if you know you got the AC group coming up after you guys got to all really work together in those lower seeded heats. There's our A main grid lineup right here. Antonio Caputo, top seed in both two-wheel drive 17.5 buggy and stadium truck out here from this morning's 2 seedings round. Dustin Fox, always fast right there in the 2. Brady's showing some serious speed out here this weekend. Carrico in the 3. Holmberg in the 4. Dominic Passion, always a force to be reckoned with anywhere he goes. Going to be starting in the 5. And Daniel Chavez, a bit of a carpet specialist. I think Daniel racing his way out of Florida. Yep, Daniel Chavez racing his way out of Davie, Florida. Rocking that Schumacher, True Source, 2-time national champion for Daniel Chavez. There's a few different national championships in this one. I think Dominic was your four-wheel drive 13.5 national champion last year at the 2025 Roar Off-Road Carpet Nationals. So Stackowitz always fast. Mitchell always showing serious speed for Mitchell. Sosa, I got no start out of Matthew right here. We're 37 seconds in, and we're only doing 13-ish second laps. So, man, what a bummer. Your ninth place seated driver making the A heat and not here for this one. So Dustin Fox rocking that X-Ray, leading us around, strapped up on that J Concepts rubber. Oh, man, now Daniel Chavez, boy. It's like I know what I'm talking about sometimes. The two dudes that I was giving some prop to for having some national championships, they're both running 1-2 right now, and they're actually doing a little do-si-do on a Friday evening here. And now Antonio going to jump up there. So I got 0.3 of a second between my top three right here. A little shake and bake, 4/10, 5, 6/10, 7. So I got less than a second between my top six drivers right here. Yeehaw! That's what you expect out of your top 9 fastest two-wheel drive carpet racers in all of the United States. This is the Nationals, man. You make that top 9 through the seeding group, any one of these 9 guys can go up and win this heat. So right now, wow, and Kayla Slow from the B group sitting top 5 right now, with Ben Decker also from the group sitting 5th and 6th for the round right there. Yahtzee. No, there is no sportsman or novice at this race. I guess the easiest way to do that is, and this is hypothetical, like your 21.5 would be, you're not going to have the fastest kids in the country like you would find in mod in 17.5. So if you want to come out and do it nationals, I would say get a 21.5, race with it at your local track. And I would start there, since there are no sportsman intermediate expert classes. I would start there if you're like, yeah, I would kind of like to do a nationals. What would maybe be the easiest entry in there? Maybe get a short course, maybe get a stadium truck. Kind of gradually work your way into that. But if you're racing two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive buggy, it is on. So let's try and find Dustin Fox. That's orange, white, and blue. Oh, man, that might be Dustin with all this traffic in front of him. No, but I think Dustin coming up on the on-off right now. Orange, white, and blue coming up over the double single into the wall ride. That is my race leader. And Lucas is on it. That's my dog. So there goes your leader. Down the front side straightaway. A bit of a long one there. 13.6 last time by. Hot lap 13.4. He's averaging. So his hot lap's a 13.4. He's averaging 13.6 for this race. That's incredible. And, well, that's why he's out front. Chavez 2 seconds back in the number 2 spot. Hot lap 13.3. Aaron Mitchell from the basement. He was running down the bottom early, working his way up the ladder to the number 3 spot. Caputo 4. Dominic in the 5. Kyle in the 6. Jeff 7. Brady 8. And Souza out of this one early. Hot lap of the race looks like Antonio Caputo, your top seed with that 13.2, running in the number 4 spot. Oh, D Fox getting some love on the live RC chat on YouTube. Once again, guys, if you guys want to jump in the chat, you got to go to YouTube. Jump in there and cheer on your local racers, your bros. Seconds on the master clock. Leader looks like he's going to squeeze it by here for one more. Only driver on a 23 lap pace right here. Boom, baby. That's what Joey Christensen would say. So That's hands down. Only one going to go 23, and that will be your TQ here for round number 1. To the approval of the crowd, getting some claps out there. So 23-5-12. Top 4. All go faster than Kalis Lowe and Ben Decker, but they're going to hang on to 5th and 6th for the round. Here's your A-Main Hobbies qualifying results. Dustin Fox in the 1, Daniel Chavez 2, Mitchell 3, Caputo 4, Dominic Passione in the 5, Holmberg 6, Carrico 7, Stakowicz in the 8, and Souza 9. Here we go, our first heat. The OGs of RC, 40-plus, two-wheel drive mod buggy. I like that they're running mod. I like it. All right, let's see. My top seed for this class was Bradley B. Man, he's beating some fast company out here today, too. Paul Ciccarello in the house. Brent Telke, the team-associated team manager out here. Ooh, going for that triple. I know it's kind of hard to tell how big that triple is on the live RC camera right here. I'll tell you what, them two-wheel drive two wheels are barely making it. You got to land it and then cup yourself right into the wall ride. So it takes some talent to get through that big one. The stock buggies are not do it. Some of the 13.5 four-wheel drives, very, very little of them. I know Dominic Passione doing that three-wheel drive. That just shows how big it is. Only the mod car is really able to money up that that triple for the whole run. Dominic said he can only do it the first 3 minutes of the run, and then he's got to back it off and play it smart. Miner's Treasure checking in. Mod buggy seems crazy to me. No doubt. Mod buggy on carpet, even crazier. With all that traction, you got to really have that dialed set up with these carpet buggies. Quite a bit of work goes into these carpet cars, too. It's not just break it out of the box and race. These boys put a lot of aftermarket, a lot of wrenching, a lot of time. And they specialize these cars strictly just for carpet racing. You couldn't just take your carpet car and go out and run on like your typical clay track, for instance. All right. Yeah. All right, Maddie leading us around here, 23.507. TJ Bradley in the number 2, Kevin 3, Campbell 4, Merritt's 5, and Carrico in the 6. Our first heat of 2 here, 40-plus two-wheel drive buggy. Three down, 2 to go. Peralt led every lap of this one. 23 lapper on this thing's pretty good. That's just what the TQ of the 17.5 two-wheel drive class just ran. So goes to show you, for one, how fast that run was out of Fox with that 17.5. Tight track out here. So you're going to have to get the elbows out here a little bit. I come from a smaller, well, it's a larger 10-scale track as far as 10 scales would go. A smaller 8-scale style track down in Santa Clarita, California, down at Hot Rod Hobbies, my home track. But we do a lot of tight track racing. Speaking of Hot Rod Hobbies, Jimmy's out at Rain Man Hobbies, and that's a small track. And much like a 13-second lap out here this weekend, you got to get the elbows out and be a little bit aggressive. You don't want to get too aggressive, you know, and get yourself caught up in the riffraff. Get those elbows out a little bit. You're going to have to battle. Getting by traffic, not so easy on a smaller track. You come up on a lot of lap traffic, so you need a little help from yourself, being smart, being patient, a little help from the race director, and just a little bit of luck. All right, Bradley, let's try and find him. He should be coming down the front straightaway. Nope, not there right now. So I believe that is, oh boy, they're in a pack right here. I'll try and help Lucas find that race leader. I believe 2 cars back from here. Yeah, maybe with the one with the body coming off. Yeah, I think it is. I think that's our leader, blue and yellow, coming up into the rhythm section, double, triple. Let's see, I'll get a better idea as he comes across the line here. It's one of those blue and orange cars. Oh, man, Peralt. So, Matt, I actually think we had the leader correct, but he was the one with the body folded up underneath that thing. And that was just enough to distract him to fall to the number 2 spot and off that 23-lap pace. So TJ Bradley going to jump up and squeak by him there with a couple laps to go. I got a feeling, Matt, with that folded body underneath that thing, just enough to distract you when you're racing on carpet. You got to focus so hard right here. One little thing, you're like, hey, is my body sticking up right there? And then, boom, hit the wall. Anything that steals your focus. So there's our A-Main Hobbies qualifying results. TJ 1, Matt 2, Kevin 3, 1, 4, Jim 5, and Greg in the 6. These guys jumping out there and grabbing their marshal spots. We're getting ready for the A-Heat from seating. Wow. Chicky and Telke got some work to do here in the 40-plus. Those guys are a couple 40-plus legends. Bradley, John, and Mark trying to join that legendary status this weekend. Let's see if they can't get it done. How do I get to legendary status like Lucas and Sam? RC Victory Lane is actually correct. And it's funny you use the term bull ring because that's what we call it. Yeah, when you're racing A-scale, though, it is 100% the bull ring. It gets a little rowdy, boys, with the A-scales. We do our finals for the JBRL there every year. And it's a bull ring for a reason. I like it. I come from a motocross background, so I'm used to sticking the elbows out, dive bombing, making some block passes. So, speaking of that, a lot of A-scale, nitro, and electric, and even 10-scale for that matter. A lot of us older motorcycle guys that get tired of breaking bones eventually go and buy an RC car and break RC cars instead of our bones. So it's a nice transition. The transition from dirt bikes over to RC cars, it transitions very well as far as timing and downsiding and, putting in the time and the effort, putting the laps in. It translates over very well. So it was a nice, smooth, easy transition for me, at least. All right, we'll give these guys a second to get things situated. We're going to dive back into the chat here. Oh, Miner's Treasure with a little fun fact for us. Man, I'm a sucker for fun facts. Fun fact, Paul Ciccarello Used to be one of the best slot car racers in the world. Got to meet him at Thornhill. Thanks, Miner's Treasure. I love little tidbits like that. So if you know anything about your racers that you would think, would entertain me, which is important. Got to entertain, the broadcaster this weekend a little bit. These guys are entertaining me. I'm entertaining you guys a little bit, and we'll get the chat to entertain us a little bit as well. All right, Bradley carrying that momentum from seating right into round number 1 here, 40 plus two-wheel drive mod buggy. He was on a ripper. Buggy looked good. Let's see if we can find him out there on the track. BT2, Decker 3, Ciccarello 4, Charles 5, John 6. So Bradley should be coming across the line there, right at the end of the straight, into the on-off. So it's either this orange and white car right here. It might even be, it might be the blue one with yellow. Let's see. Yep, it's the one car in front of him, I believe. Yep, there we go. Oh, Bradley pitting right behind the Live RC broadcast booth. They believe one of the locals out here. I'm pretty sure that's him. BT 2350. Well, there we have it. So the live and scoring I have is just a slightly delay behind the actual camera, so looks like we're live here with Paul Ciccarello. Legend. Everybody needs a little chickie in their life. Yeah, these boys are stretching it out for that triple. It is not easy. I believe Kevin is racing this weekend. Pretty sure I've seen that name out here this weekend. Kevin racing for PDX RC Raceway out here. Treasures, go Chicky. Wonder what Chicky's using for tires out here this weekend. I know he runs the J Concepts, but which J Concepts? You got a couple to choose from. You got the 3DPs, you got the Fuzz Bites, you got the Pin Downs. Which ones are Chicky on? I'll have to go over there and have a little chat with him, see he'll give me up his speed secrets. I may not be able to tell you guys. He may not want me to. So far, Bradley been the guy to beat in this four-wheel drive class. Ooh, that might have been him getting collected here. Bradley racing out of Portland, Oregon, rocking that X-Ray Orca Clinic RC ride. And there it is. Bradley, a 24.512. Good enough to TQ here in round number 1. BT took a swing at it, only good enough for second here on a 23.503. Charles going to finish 4. Ciccarello 5. That was a rough one here for Chicky. We'll get him here later in the run. And he was caught in a little bit of that carnage on that front side triple. Here's our A-Main Hobbies qualifying results. Scritcher, we see your message, and we're gonna turn up the Live RC announcer mic here just a little bit for you guys. I guess I can put it closer to my face as well. Oh yeah, that's a little better. B-Rad getting some love in the chat out there. Telke getting some love out there. Frostmac 215 saying, what's up, fellas? Yeah, the chat digging the layout out here. I think online it's a bit deceiving, it looks. I wouldn't say simple. It doesn't look overly technical, but it is. That kind of little slap double in the center, you really got it's right out of a turn, so you really got to be angled ready for that. And there's a little single right there on the camera. It's a little single up to that little drop-down double right there, and it gets a little hairy. And then, of course, you got this rhythm over here on the left side. You got tabletop into the big crowd pleaser, the triple out front. All right, the big dogs here. Two-wheel drive mod buggy. Rolling them out. "24 laps is a heater indeed." I think that was our first 24 lapper so far today. Burner. The UK checking in. Now we're talking. What time is it back in the UK right now? I'm guessing, I don't know, possibly early morning. Go Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets getting a shout out. I have no idea who Hot Pockets is, but I'm all for it. I like Hot Pockets. All right, we got one of the Raymond twins here in this one. A couple of the boys from back home. Levi and Chase. Been a couple of the top 17.5 racers over the last few years, and they're stepping up to the mod class this year. I like it. They had some real good runs over at Hobby Action for the Desert Classic. I think that was last month or so. Levi and Chase making some A-mains out there and proving they got what it takes to take the next step up into the big dog class, the modified class. So it was only a matter of time, and these kids are young. I'd say right around 16 years old, 17 years old. They're out here with Dad, Chris Raymond. You can see him right there on the live RC camera watching Chase Raymond out there. Fun fact, Papa Raymond, Chris Raymond, is actually from New Hampshire. I had no idea. I had a little chat with him yesterday. And, I mean, I've only ever, seen him out on the West. And every time I go to SDRC, the Raymond boys are there with Dad. And Dad was from just a couple hours north of here. So they came out early and spent some time with the family. And he told me to go down to Brown's and get some lobster. Am I saying that correctly? I mean, that's how the New Englanders say it, I believe. Lobster. Yeah. Some lobster and clam chowder. All right, Ryan Rivas leading us around. Rivas showing some serious speed, I believe. I think Rivas was one of my top stock racers last year as well. Also moving up to the two-wheel drive modified class. Caleb Jennings in that too. Daniel Sedler, a factory professional techno racer with his 8 scales. But he's out here doing a little carpet munch in here at the Roar Nats. And that third spot, Christian 4, Chase Raymond 5, Mike 6, and Willie D in the number 7. I think Willie D is my top seed in the 13.5 short course class. Yeah, and Willie D racing a few different classes out here this weekend. Get that track time. Might as well. You're here. I'd like to race a couple classes. I normally race 2 classes at the races. Very rarely. When I didn't work in the industry, I would race 3, but that's a lot, man. 3 classes is a lot. All the tires to clean, cars to prep, bodies to paint. 9:37 p.m. South Africa tuning in. All right, we are worldwide out here on a Friday afternoon for the Roar 110 scale off-road carpet nationals here at Maximus RC in Seabrook, New Hampshire. Miner's Treasure saying New Hampshire has the best fried clams at Seals on the beach. I think it's in Seabrook, maybe. Well, I'm in Seabrook, and I'm all for some clam chowder. You guys are making me hungry. Our plane doesn't leave till 5 on Monday, so I got a little time to kill. I'm sure the hotel's going to kick me out around 10 or 11. So I'm going to have a couple hours to kill. I guess a little lobster and clam chowder. So Ryan pretty much leading this one tone to tone on a 24.505. This is my first heat of 3. Two-wheel drive, mod buggy. Daniel having a good run here up to that number 2 spot. So Reeves should be coming right at the camera right here up over the tabletop into the triple. And working onto the straightaway. The one at the end of the straightaway. Yep, he's done. So when main event comes around, we're obviously going to be a little more in tune as far as the racing aspect goes and really follow those lead cars and get into those battles and stuff. And qualifying, especially IFMAR qualifying, it's not the most entertaining thing to watch unless you're an RC racer. You kind of understand. What it is IFMAR qualifying is you get 5 minutes and everybody is on their own clock. So when you go down the straightaway for the first time, you're on the clock and you do the most laps and times you can possible. Now, the faster you go, the more laps you do, the better you're going to seed for your main event. So qualifying is really just showing you where you're going to start for the main event. So we're going to spend a little time chit-chatting on the YouTube chat, and we're going to kind of jump around a little bit. We're going to focus on some racing and announce a little bit. But as the weekend goes, we're going to get a little more serious about the broadcasting, a little more serious about the racing, and we'll kind of hunker down a little bit, especially when you're heads-up racing on the weekend. Much more entertaining for the people on Live RC, people on YouTube, watching on Facebook. You know, it's green flag to checkered flag racing. A lot more entertainment value as far as that goes. So you're sitting at home going, man, what is this guy talking about? Clam chowder and lobster and stuff? We're just kind of jumping around, getting a feel for the chat, having a little fun here today, and just kind of easing our way into the weekend. As the weekend nears, as the main events near, we're going to wrap things up, focus a little bit harder, and we're going to do some heads-up racing. And IFMAR qualifying is super effective for what it is to show you your starting position. I absolutely love it. But to actually watch it on TV, it's not the most entertaining thing on the face of the earth. You know, you're just like, all right, who's leading this thing? You know, you don't have to pass a single car, and you can be the TQ, you know. Heads-up racing, you got to go out and pass some cars. You want the win, you got to pass some cars, and you got to dice it up a little bit. So hang in, strap in for the long haul, guys. Looking forward to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hanging out with you guys here. No, not fried seal. Best fried clams at Seals. CEALS, different seal. I believe that's the name of the restaurant. JCap Nitro 1 was like, fried seal? That's interesting. No, best fried clams at Seals. CEALS, different seal. If I'm even saying that right. All right, here we go. Heat 2 and 3. We got some certified rippers here in this one. Brandon Foote, Jovi Levin, your 2024 and 2025 stock buggy and stadium truck champion, moving up to the mod class. So much like the Raymonds, raced many years in stock, now in mod. I'd say Jovi's probably anywhere from like 18 to 21 years of age. Jovi Levin racing out of San Jose, California. Rocking that Team Associated strapped up on J Concepts tires, Team Powers, TDK Mod, home track, NorCal Hobbies. The NorCal Hobbies are well represented out here today. Well, not just today, this weekend. So there's about a half dozen NorCal Hobbies guys out here. And there it is. Man. So orange, black, and white is my race leader. Should be coming over the on-off and right at the live RC cam up over the front triple and onto the front side straightaway. Orange, black, and white. There we go. Brandon Foot, Factory Foot they call him, in the number 2 spot. Tyler 3. Sontag, ex-world champion from just a few years ago in the 2-wheel drive class. So we got some world champs in the house. We got a couple of them. I know Sontag, for sure, world champ. We got this last year's 2025 2-wheel drive 10-scale world champion Brock Champlin in the house. And Davey Bata, who was runner-up at the 25 Australian Worlds. I mean, we got some heavy hitters in the house. We got Dakota Fenn, who I don't think he's got himself a world championship, but from my understanding, he's a 30-plus time national champion for Roar, and he is the most decorated champion Roar has. So I was doing a little homework on Dakota before I came out here this weekend, and they actually said that most winning Roar national champion in history. Now, that was Google, so I'm not 100% on that. I'm going to trust Google a little bit. I'm going to say the information. I mean, there's just been so many great Roar national champions over the years. How many has Cavallari had? How many has Mayfield had? I mean, but as far as my research, it says the Phenom, your most winningest Roar champ of all time. Fun fact, Jimmy Babcock named Dakota Fenn the Phenom. 4:30 down, 30 seconds to go. Drove 11 foot. Marcy Sontag, top 4. Lopez 5. Davey Bata 6. And Nate Sutherland, also super fast. Another one of the fast stock guys moving up to mod this year. All right, grab your popcorn, guys. Get a nice cold Coca-Cola out of the refrigerator. Your A-Seed heat coming up next for 2-wheel drive. Mod, buggy. Chat's got to be jumping now. Anytime the AC group in qualifying pops up. Well, we got NorCal in the building. It's like I sent out the bat call for NorCal. They're watching the boys out here this weekend. PCH is South California. Pacific Coast Hobbies South. Ain't that the truth? All right, there it is. Jove 11. Nice little run right there, 24.501. Man, when you get that close to a 25, like normally I'd be like, yes, I did 24. But when you get that close to a 25, now you're a little disappointed you didn't get the 25. I'll still take the 24.501 with the 8, though. That'll be good enough to reset the TQ here with the final heat to go. Our A-Main Hobbies qualifying results. Tyler going to go 2. Factory Foot 3. Sontag 4. Lopez 5. Bata 6. Sutherland 7.
Check it in, guys.
All right, there it is, the Phantom track cam right here. Beautiful shot right here.
Hi, one says you chase on the toe. Everyone else, when I call your name, tell us in position ready. Drivers ready. The race in San Antonio. Brendan, Brock, Dakota, Tom, Levi, Aiden.
thanks everybody for tuning in. Here we go. The A-Seed Heat. Say that 10 times real fast. All right, Brennan Schimmel. He showed some serious speed. Uh-oh, that might be him upside down right there. Oh, no. He was the guy to beat. I believe he was top seed in both rounds of seeding. He did the same thing last year at the Dirt Nationals. He was, I believe, your top qualifier for both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Got the national championship in the Dirt Roar Nationals for two-wheel drive. Came up a little short in the four-wheel drive. Let's see if he can rebuttal here. He's been the guy to beat all morning long with in seating and has a big mistake on off. So let's try and find Chase Lemieux now taking over the race lead. So 0.2 of a second between Brock Champlin and Chase Lemieux. And now Dakota Fenn going to join that battle. So my top three on a 25-lap run right here. And Dakota Fenn going to take over the race lead now. So there's Dakota, the Phenom. Rocking that X-Ray. Racing out of Clarkston, Michigan. Rocking the X-Ray on Matrix tires, Coyote, Fly Sky, Gensei's batteries. Went up to Dakota and said, hey, Dakota, what Matrix tires are you on? He gave me a one-word answer, carpet. I said, okay. So they are Matrix tires. They don't have a name. He just said, it's my carpet tire. I said, all right. That was pretty simple. So, long time J-Concepts racer making the switch over to Matrix, and so far, so good. Working out for him. He's like, oh, a little kiss off the wall right there. That sweeper, it looks pretty innocent on camera. But these guys are going, I'd guess, 30-plus miles an hour at the end of that straightaway. And a little dog leg to the left. You can see the black marks on the wall. That wall is getting worked so far here in the week. You make a mistake there, it hits hard. So, car's up on two wheels, bicycling a little bit at the end of the straightaway. Fenn now stretching it out to 0.3 of a second. Crazy to think stretching it out is 0.3 here, but that's how close the racing is. Lemieux too. Tom Rennernick having a good run here with that X-Ray. Racing out of, oh no, I'm sorry. Schumacher for Tom. I was looking at Dakota Fenn's name, even though I was talking about Rennernick. Rennernick in that Schumacher. Brock Champlin Schumacher as well. Schimmel, so I got Schumacher running 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And I believe my two X-Ray pilots leading us around right here. We got a Wisconsin boy out front. That's the headquarters for Live RC. Out there in Wisconsin. Ooh, Lemieux. A nice little whip to get that car corrected, and he landed on the pipe right there, so that's going to slow him down a little bit. Fenn only 0.9 of a second back here. So we're running out of time. 30 seconds to go here in this one. Get her across the line. See if he can hang on to it. Oh, yeah, and that one little bobble over the triple. He landed on the pipe, had to correct the car, and now we got a new race leader, Dakota Fenn. That'd be a nice start to the weekend. And now Chase Lemieux going to take it back over. So Fenn now going to take it back over. A little do-si-do on a Friday afternoon. Who's it going to be here? We're running out of time. Going to be a photo finish. We'll just let the clock wind out, let the computer do its thing. It's going to be close here. A 12-4 for Finn on the last lap. And Lemieux runs a 12.4 as well. 7/1000ths of a second faster on that last lap for Dakota Finn, and he is going to hang onto it by 0.2 of a second. Damn, that was some good racing. Chase Lemieux going to go 2, Rennerneck 3, Champlin 4, Schimmel 5, Aiden Horn in the 6 with that associate, and Levi Raymond, as you can see on our M8 Hobbies qualifying results. So Jovi Levin going to go 4 for the round from the B group. What a run for Jovi. Man, proud of that kid. He's been putting in the work. Nope, you're right. RC Victory Lane. Techno does not have a 10-scale two-wheel drive buggy. So, as a Techno sponsored driver myself, they sponsor us for 8-scale, and we're allowed to run whatever 10-scale we choose. So, Daniel Sedler, I'm not sure exactly what vehicle he's driving out here this weekend, but it's the two-wheel drive of his choosing. Send me some good cheese curds. That must be for the Wisconsin boys. All right, here. Well, we're past the halfway point here in our first round of qualifying at the 2026 110 scale Off-Road Carpet Nationals here at Maximus RC Raceway. You can't see it on camera, but it's a little gloomy out here in Seabrook, which I don't mind. Out in Southern California, we don't get a lot of rain. So I walked out of the hotel this morning and just got the best whiff of salt water in the air. It smells so good this morning. I walked outside and I could just smell beach. That's a great way to start your day at 6:30 in the morning. A big whiff of that beautiful East Coast weather. Now, I don't live far from the beach out on the West Coast, but it was a different beach smell. I don't know how to describe it. It was just different. Cheese curds and some adult beverages made in Wisconsin. Hell yeah, brother. All right, 1:45 in, 3:15 to go. Blake Salmon. Brandon not going to take over that race lead. Nathan 3, Jim 4, Mike Merritt's in the 5. Sean 6, Donald 7. It looks like no laps out of Sjogren. So leader coming up over the on-off. Might be that orange and white truck coming right at us. I believe he's rocking that number 1 red plate on there. So I think that, yeah. Now coming up on a little traffic. Looks like it's traffic. Looks like he ran wide to let him by and then just lawn dart right back into the race line. It's a good thing Brandon got by right there. Incoming. Second heat of 13.5 Stadium Truck. As they're coming up next. Man, there's been a good vibe out here the last few days. I'm I'm digging this, man. I'm all about the vibes, you know, especially being a West Coast boy. I'm all about the vibe at the race, you know. It's actually one of my favorite things about RC. After I had a really nasty motorcycle accident, I decided to get into RC cars, and I thought it was the racing that I was going to enjoy the most. And don't get me wrong, I do love racing, but it was actually the people and just the event and the generals and the dinners after the races and the camaraderie between your fellow racers that I actually enjoy the most out of RC racing. Love racing my RC car. The people I've met, the friendships, I mean, lifelong friends I've made in this hobby. Man, that's what it's all about right there. Oh, PB getting some love out there on the chat. Soon RC 5470. Good punch it, PB. BP, what did I say, PB? I got a couple buddies, PB, back home. So, of course, naturally, I'm going to screw that up. Running out of time here in this one. So we've seen a lot of guys from the B group slay down a good run. And here in Q1, there's been a handful of, I mean, I don't know if I'd say a half dozen, maybe a few less. Oh, it's a good thing he's done already. But there's been 4 or 5 drivers that have gone in, you know, with not the best seating, found themselves in the C. And I mean, like a perfect example, Jove 11 from the last heat, from 2 heats ago. Going to go 4th for the round in 2-wheel drive mod from the B group. So, you know, don't get out the tissues too early on a race weekend. You didn't get it done in seating. It's just seating. Put your head down, hunker down, and go out there and get them in that first round of qualifying. And that's exactly what some of these racers are doing this weekend. I like to see that. Yeah, Stadium Truck's a fun class. Some of the chat tuning in. I raced Stadium Truck for many, many, many years. Doing a little pan out of the pits right here. You can see BT wrenching away with the Team AE boys. Bata, the Raymonds. A lot of the locals out here. Man, I've met a lot of really cool locals out here. The New Hampshire race scene out here, I dig it. A lot of just very nice, normal people. I thrive for nice, normal people. I search for them at each race I go to. I don't mind a little chaos, you know, and I don't judge. The nice, normal people, man, having some fun, racing some RC cars, enjoying the RC camaraderie I was just talking about. That's what it's all about. All right, so BP, 21.510. That'll be the TQ time to beat here. Blake in that 2, Nathan 3, Jim 4, Mike, Sean, and Donald from that last heat. All right, off and running, race number 14. Caputo. He was the guy to beat in the seating. Both 2-wheel drive and Stadium Truck. Going for that national chip this weekend. No stranger to the top of the leaderboard, Nate Sutherland. To the point here. Seated 3rd. Went back to the pits. Wrenched on that truck here a little bit. He's got a racehorse. Caputo down to the 3, Carrico 4. Mira Fuente in the 5, Jennings 6, Knapp 7, Holberg. Nope, Knapp 6, Holmberg 7, Holton in the 8. So 7 more races and Q1 will be in the books. What a way to start out the weekend. And some good close racing out here. Some upsets. Some underdog stories. I like it. Sutherland about a half-second race lead here. Try and find Nasty Nate. Might be him going down the front straight right there. I believe it is. Yep. Lucas is on it. All blue truck, white wheels. A little wave to the crowd. Now, you don't see as much whipping on the carpet. I think it, you don't want to upset the car too much because there's so much traction when you land. There's some whips going on out there. Not as much as you would see on a natural dirt track. I think the natural dirt gives away a little bit and the car slides a little bit more. And on the carpet, you really got to be lined up. You can make a little correction in the air. But you land sideways, that car is going to just dart whatever way it's pointing. Leader down the front straight. Oh, going to be a little bit of a long lap right there, 13.9. It's only 2/10 between Caputo and Sutherland right here. We got an old-fashioned TQ battle here in round 1. So still 3/10 between Sutherland and Caputo here. There's Sutherland down the straightaway. Caputo, I believe, is this orange and yellow car coming right at us. So that's first and second working their way down the front straightaway. Second in front of first, and that's exactly what I mean by FR qualifying. A blue truck behind Caputo on the camera, but out front on laps and times. 22.503. It looks like top 6 all going faster than BP's TQ time, but a 7 for the round from the B seed group. That'll get it done. That'll get you in the show. And just for anybody tuning in, no bump ups out here this weekend. It's going to be top 10 to the show, and everybody else, we'll see you in the lower mains. Running out of time here in this one, less than 10 seconds to go. Now Caputo, a couple rough laps, going to drop him down to the 3 here. So your top seed going down to the 4 now. So, Caputo got to get his head back in the game and start strapping it up here. We are running out of time, but you can see him driving a little frustrated out there. Led some laps here in this one, and then as the run went on, you just got to stay focused. It's easy to fall out of a groove here, and when you fall out of the groove, it's even more difficult to get back into a groove. A couple decent laps will do it, but if you keep having small bobble here, getting stuck in traffic, it's just hard to get back in the groove here. So there it is, Nate Sutherland on the 22.504, your TQ here for 13.5 Stadium Truck, as shown on our A-Main Hobbies qualifying results. Sutherland, Carrico, Holmberg, Caputo, Mirafuente, Jennings, Holton, and Knapp. All right, here it is, our official Phantom Track Cam. Look at this beautiful Phantom Track Cam shot. My goodness. Maximus RC Raceway in all its glory. Don't forget, guys, Phantom Racing is back. New ownership, new products. 2026 is going to be a big year for Phantom. This camera shot brought to you by Phantom Racing. I'm very familiar with Phantom Racing products. Buddy Don Lemko back in Simi Valley, California, lives and dies by the Phantom. Man. We've been running those Phantoms in his backyard for years. A little shout out for Lemko, man. I'm pretty sure he's got a Phantom tattoo. Okay, well, that might be a little excessive, but he does love those Phantom products. And it's good to see them back, you know. New ownership, bringing some new life to a great name in the RC industry, and glad to see it around. All right, here we go. Willie D, they call him. He's been the guy to beat. Dialed RC tires. Got the PR Racing truck. Might be the only PR here this weekend. You don't hear a lot of PR racing. Might be a little more popular in Europe. I'm not 100%, but as far as America goes, not the most popular brand. You have quite a few to choose from. Willie D been getting it done in seating. He's leading us around here. Oh, 16.2 last time by. So starts out 15.6, 15.9, and then a 16.2. So that's going to put Stevens out front. Willie D in the 2, Fabian 3. Bill Catanacci in the 4, Leonard 5, Martin 6, Colin 7. Willie A in the 8. Dan and, looks like Aaron not here. So I'm not 100% sure if this is an official Roar Championship class. It might be an exhibition class. I do see trophies over there that say short course on them. They are not the same as the rest of the trophies here, so that's leading me to believe it might just be an exhibition class this year. Maybe it's the entry size. Maybe it's the I don't know. Maybe if somebody can clarify that a little bit for me. But if you're at the Nationals and you're racing and you win the race, I mean, it's a national champ in my eyes. Ask Brandon Edwards. Halfway point is come and gone. 2:30 down, 2:30 to go. We got a battle, boys. 1/10 of a second between my top two here. Oh, man, Willie just, I don't know if he changed anything on the truck. That's your orange and black truck. Working our way down the straightaway. Boy, does he have some traffic in front of him. Get the bumper out. That's why these short course have a bumper. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Just take the car out in front of you in a short course? I mean, that's pretty normal for me. Oh, showing the leader some love. I like that. Well, second place. Once again, want to show some love to our sponsors out here for 2026 110 Scale Off-Road Carpet Nationals, Phantom Racing, J Concepts, RC Discharger, A-Main Hobbies, One Up Racing, and Avid RC. Thank you guys for the support. So Willie going to have to pick it up here. Wow, he's fallen back to 3.1 seconds back here. So your leader should be crossing the line now. I believe that's the all-blue truck right there. Should have a number 2 on the windshield coming right at us. Let's see, is that a 2? I think it is. My live feed is just a scotch off from the actual, but yeah, that's our leader. I'm smart enough to figure it out either way. It's all that creatine. Get that brain working. Top Line RC, hope to see Phantom make a stock spec ESC. I'm not sure exactly what the advantage of a stock spec ESC would be over a regular higher amp ESC that you just run in blinky mode. If so facto, I guess. Oh boy. Oh, man. I thought our leader was getting pinched off right there. That orange and blue truck kind of merging lanes right there. I think Daniel was just as surprised as I was at that. He's like, oh, he's going to let me by. Oh, he's not going to let me by. He's going to take me out. So Daniel hanging on to that 3-second lead here. Back to second place here. We're rolling with Willie D. Woo, Willie. With the moves through traffic, he goes over the top right there. So this guy's not moving. I'm just going to jump over him. That was factory. Miner's Treasure, when does rubbing is racing come into play? About 2 turns after you've been trying to get by them. I give a lap traffic about 2 turns to get out of the way, and if they don't move for me, guess what? We're getting the bumper out. We're going to move them for me. All right, Daniel going to hang on to the TQ here for round 1. Willie D, your top seed, going to have to settle for a second. Fabian going to go 2, Bill 3, Scott 4, Will 5, Ryan 6, William 7, Dan 8, Aaron is 9. Top line RC never does. If you wreck someone in front of you, you wait. I was being a little facetious when I said you move them out of your way. But, yeah, anytime you take someone out, even in qualifying, your driving is your business card. How you race people is how you want to be raced. What I mean by that is if you take someone out and you stop and give the position back, 9 times out of 10, next time that guy gets into you, they're going to stop and give you the position back. And that's how you kind of build your business card between fellow racers. Now, with short course racing, it's a little different. It's closed wheel racing. It's not quite as detrimental. Now, open wheel with the buggies and the stadium trucks and the 4-wheel drives. It's a little more dangerous rubbing as racing. It happens. But the open wheel cars don't like to bump and bang as much. So the short courses, you can get a little down and dirty. And even if you do use the bumper, you don't have to spin them out or sending them off the track, but you can just kind of give them a love tap and let them know, I'm here. I want by. I want that TQ. I see what you mean now. Oh, somebody running up there, running late for their race. I hope they went through tech. The race just started. Oh, look at it. Oh, possibly a late start here. It's like, hey, is race 16 up yet? Yeah, it's on the track. Came flying through. All right. Moving on to the 4-wheel drive portion, and it's going to be 4-wheel drive from here on out. Oh, that one's got to come way over here back on the triple. Well, that's okay. They stopped and waited. That's how you get it done right there. That's what I like to see, especially as a race director. You know, everybody's kind of on the honor system out there. You went flying over the thing. You got tripped. Even when the marshal turned you over, you still stopped and gave yourself a penalty. Wasn't long enough. Who's to say? But the fact that they actually stopped and acknowledged it, yes, it was a mistake. Oh, he's having a rough race right here. A little squid alert right here. But just saying hypothetically, you know, nothing worse than you're standing over here watching some racing, you see somebody come flying over the track, back on all four and just rip it 10 feet from where the corner actually was. You know, you gotta drive with a little respect and some dignity for yourself as well. Not just for the racing aspect. Oh, that red, white, and blue car is having a rough one right here. Let's try and find our leader, Carl Holton. Should be about halfway through the track. Should be one of these cars. That might be. Nope, should be just across the line, coming up over the little scrub double. I believe it's that car we're following with now. Maybe all gray. Looks like some teal and gray on there. I believe that's my race leader. Yeah, it's one of those two cars. Yep. All right. All right. I'm good. I had the right car. Looks like teal, gold, and gray. Carl leading us around. Nathan 2. Blake 3. Jonathan Soul in the 4. Alex 5. Jason Lefebvre in the 6. Pat 7. Steve 8. Donald 9. And no start out of Andrew. Cart in the number 3 car. Is there a number 3 on this windshield? Oh, that's just some lap traffic here. Colton actually might be like maybe closer to that green one. Let's follow that green one around for a lap. .345 down, 1:15 to go. There's 16 of 21 on the track. We got 4 heats of 13.5 four-wheel drive, and then was it 2 or 3 heats of mod? Might be 3. Let me check on the old interwebs here. Yeah, we got 2 heats of four-wheel, so 4 heats of 13.5 four-wheel drive, followed by 2 heats of four-wheel drive mod buggy. That should wrap us up here for Q1. Officially, day 1 with cameras up and running here. Of course, they had 5 rounds of practice yesterday, followed by a practice round this morning and 2 seating rounds. So they got to see the track 8 times. I think practice runs were 4 minutes. We got a little chaos going on in that far side sweeper.
Way to go, Danny!
I like it. Marshall's cheering each other on out there. Actually, something I enjoy doing is not only racing, going out there and turn marshalling, getting my fellow racer back in the action, doing the best I can. Something I've just always enjoyed. I know a lot of people might beg to differ. I like to marshal. Nothing else to say. All right, and that's a race. Carl taking the heat win, and that'll be the TQ time to beat with 3 more stacked heats to go on that 21.5 flat. Oh, 2 tenths off of that 22 lapper. Nathan going to go 2, Blake 3, Jonathan 4, Alex 5. This is my A-Main Hobby qualifying results. Jason 6, Pat, Steve, Donald, and Andrew. All right, get out there and turn marshal. Let's get race number 17 going. That's a great shot of that buggy right there. Little love for the MOD boys. Matt Olson and his crew. There we go. racing here. TQ down to beat 21.5 flat here. Give these guys a second to get things situated. Anybody watching on YouTube, cheer on your fellow racers. Send a little shout out. I know we all got a friend or two here racing this weekend. Oh, that one got to come all the way down here, and he does the right thing. I like that. See, I believe that was my race leader as well, Andrew. Taking a little tumble off of that first tabletop into the rhythm. Bit of a long lap. You can see these 13.5s there. That just goes to show how big that triple is out front. A 13.5 four-wheel on carpet, nothing but traction. They boogieing. They can do some pretty big jumps right here, but a lot of these guys double singling out. Oh, leader going to go for a big slide. Oh, no. Wiggles the wheels. You know the Marshalls always run faster if you wiggle your wheels when you're upside down. But the Marshall gets him, and he was so flustered by then that he just punched it right into the Marshall's foot and went straight back upside down. Oh, that one hurts. That was painful for me to watch. Going to go from first to sixth right there. And got to be a little patient. Turn marshalling is just like anything in this lifetime. Sometimes you're going to get a good one. Sometimes you're going to get a bad one. Sometimes you're going to get a medium one. It's just kind of all on the guy with the radio. Oh, boy. Carnage over this front side triple here in race number 17 of 21. So things winding down here in our first round of qualifying. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Live RC, Sam, Lucas, myself, Sean Sexy Leg Miller, for bringing us out here so we can bring you guys all the racing action for this year's 2026 110 scale off-road carpet nationals. Things just getting underway this weekend, and it's going to ramp up as the weekend goes. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. This is RC Victory Lane. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad of a day tomorrow. 3 rounds of qualifying. And then if they throw in some mains, depending on how many lower mains, I mean, we're only going to have a couple C's, a handful of B's. So, yeah, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. It's like any RC race, always long days. I live for this stuff, man. I'm an RC addict. I think we're going to get going around 9 tomorrow morning, 9:30. So Andrew back out front even after that first minute or two mistake. That was a big mistake, but Andrew's got some pace here. You know, he found him down in the C seed heat. Andrew's got a little bit of pace. Victor, Landon, Dominic, Matt, my top 5. Cal Holton from that first heat, still sitting second for the round as of right now. And that's a race. Shut him down, bring him in. A lot of these guys tossing their buggies onto the track. I don't know why they don't just set them right there on the carpet and then drive over the pipe. They're not very big pipes right here, but somebody's going to toss one of those things and it's going to land a little sideways. And they're going to be upset when they pop that ball cup, or worse. All right, moving on here to heat 3 of 4, so gradually getting a little faster as they go. We're on with the Phantom track cam here. Great shot at the end of the straightaway. This hard 90-degree turn into this 180. Great shot right here. Man, that Phantom track cam really showing you guys some of the business out here this weekend. They're carrying a ton of speed, and the cars are slammed to the ground through that sweeper at the end of the straight.
Thank you guys for being so prompt today. We've been able to stay on schedule the entire day.
All right, we got Kyle Hermbone, Kalis Lowe, Bledsoe, Wilson, Brent, Brian Brendan, Evan Garrett, Michael Valentine. All right. Who has the pace here in round number 1?
Can you shift down one for me? If you want to come back, yeah, just go shift down. It's better than having to wait for somebody to come past you. Okay. Once again, Kyle, tell me what's going to call your name when I see 5. Kalis, Billion, Cole, Brent, Brian,
Here we go.
Brady, Evan, Garrett.
Loop is live.
And we are under with race 18 for Blue Top Boys. I know you just blew that through on track. Just for TP just set by 18.7. 425 12 and 9.
Kalis Lowe coming out firing. What's that? 13-3, 13-5. Bryant looking good. Kyle 13-3 on the first 3 laps. Can't win the race on your first lap, that's for sure. You sure can lose it. Kalis Lowe showing some spirit. This young man's having a pretty good round 1 here. We'll try and find Kalis. Looks like that car coming just right up at the back of this pack. Maybe one more back from here. Down the front side straightaway. I believe this blue and yellow one right here on camera. Kyle and Kalis, yeah, going back and forth here. So I believe that is now Kyle we are following along with. Oh, Kalis, a rough lap, going to drop down to the 3. So Bryant's led some laps. Kalis has led some laps. Kyle now leading us around. There's a dogfight for the heat win here. Coming up next, our final heat. 13.5 four-wheel drive buggy. Halfway point is come and gone. Yeah, small track like this, you're gonna come up on traffic quick. All the more important to make that AC group. Everybody's a little bit more evenly matched as far as speed goes. A little less chaos, hypothetically. That's not always the case. So let's see if we can't find Bryant now. He's led a few laps right here. Should be coming onto the straightaway right now. Might be, yep. I think we're on with him now. $23,508, top 8 on a new TQ run right here. As expected, as the heats go on, get a little faster and a little faster. Here, Fuente on that 23.508 pace. Holmberg, 23.509. Low, 23.510. That's going to be Brendan, Evan, Garrett, Michael, Brent, Cole, and Bledsoe. Samira Fuente pushing his car to the limits here. He knows the A group is behind him, so he needs a burner here. He's averaging 13.5. His hot lap of the race is 13.2, and he's averaging 13.5. So his hot lap and his average are only 0.3 separated right here. That's a pretty dialed run, if you ask me. I want to give a little shout out to my wife back at home in Southern California. I know she's tuned in. She thought she'd get away from me this weekend, and here she is sitting at home listening to her husband on in the live RC broadcast booth. So, Missy, babe, love ya. Just want to give you a little shout out. My biggest fan right there, you know. That's the best part about racing for me. No matter how well or good or bad I do at the RC races, my trophy's back at home waiting for me. There it is. Era Fuente on the 23.508. That's a TQ time to beat. Is it good enough for a top 10 run and an A main show here in Q1? That'd be nice. There's our A main hobbies qualifying results. Kyle Holmberg going to go 2. Brendan, Evan, Kalis Lowe, who started out strong but kind of faded back as the run went on. Garrett, Brent, Michael, Cole. Let's out my top 10. There it is. It's official. Straightaway is closed. Everybody's all locked and loaded here. Getting ready to go. Top 10, well, top 9 fastest in seating this morning. Fox, I believe, already your TQ for two-wheel drive. Let's see if he can double down here. Yep, Fox with the TQ and two-wheel drive. Here we go. Let's watch that orange and blue and white car. Here we go. Here we go. You can see Fox opting for that double single over that big triple out front. That shows how big that sucker is. Now in the mod class coming up next, our final 2 heats of the day. You're going to get a little rowdy over that triple, and I'm all for it. NorCal boys getting some love in the chat. Cook, Lowe, Wilson, Mirafuente. They said the kitchen's open. Let them cook. Oh, thank you, Miners Treasures. That was nice of you. My wife Amanda getting some love in the chat right here. And the hello announcer's wife. Hope your day is wonderful. I appreciate that, brother. That's awesome. All right. Your defending champion in this class has found himself out front here, but he's got company. Got about a second lead over Chavez. Oh, what happened to Fox? A real rough lap. Going to go from first to fourth here. Stackowitz up to the 3, Fox 4, Caputo 5, Mitchell 6, Decker 7, Carrico in the 8, and Sosa in the 9. So Dominic Passion should be in that green vehicle coming right at us here. Up over the tabletop. Another double single he goes. Working on to the front side straightaway. Into the left-hand sweeper. Up over the tabletop, into the triple, and up into the wall ride. Green and white down the front side straightaway. Coming off that little slap double. Mirafuente, top 9 for the round right here. Holmberg 10. And Brandon will go 9, 10, 11 from the BC group. So, you know, not the world championship or anything, but to go 9 and 10 in Q1 from the B group, I'll take it. About a 1.5 race lead here for Dominic. Fox still 2, Chavez 3. So passing on. Not sure what he's driving for a buggy. I know he drives the R1 Works R1B with the 2-wheel drive. He is a national champion as of last year. In the dirt national champ. He was a 2025 13.5 4-wheel drive dirt national champion. Looks like he's trying to find himself a one here on the carpet this weekend. Things winding down here, just under a minute to go. Fox in that X-ray. In that number 2 spot still. Daniel Chavez in that Schumacher in the number 3. Stackowitz, I'm not sure what he's driving. I know he used to be a Yokomo driver. I'm not sure what Jeff Stackowitz is driving anymore. So I know he's a Yokomo on J Concepts. I don't know if that still holds true. I know there's not a ton of Yokomos out there anymore. I mean, for a while, it was all the rage. But that brand kind of dissipated its professional race team. And that car is, I mean, almost non-existent as far as, whoa, man, we got one turned around at the end of the straight, and it looks like it's broke, just sitting there. Oh, make it 2 of them. Dominic Passion, 21.503. Going to be your TQ here for round 1. Fox 2, Chavez 3, Stackowitz 4, and Caputo my top 5. Mitchell, Decker, Carrico, Sosa in a 9. Top 10 for the round, Dominic, Fox, Chavez, Stackowitz, Caputo, Mitchell, Mira Fuente going to go 7 from the B group. Kyle Holmberg going to go 8 from the B group. Good job, boys. And the screen changed, so I got the top 8 in there. Just saying, Dom and the Cat PB. I like it. I just got myself one of those. Yeah, boys. Now on the A scale side, I'm a techno driver. I just got me a Cat PB to do some 10 scale racing back home. I'm excited. Thanks to Jimmy Wright and Trackstar RC. Good choice. Thank you, Matthew Lawrence. 11:02. Coming in with the deets. It's all about the details. I have to write that in my my little notebook here. So obviously rocking the R1B for 2-wheel drive, but R1 doesn't make a 4-wheel drive, so I think it's just the 4-wheel drive of his choosing. Here we go, our final 2 heats on the track here. The big dogs, 4-wheel drive mod buggy. Stack is running a Yokomo. Interesting. This is just what I'm reading off the chat. It's not like I'm... So Dom is running the Shoei. Yeah, no, that's like Stack. Stack's still rocking the old Yokomos. I like it. All right, Rivas has been showing some good speed out here this weekend. I know it's only been practice and seating. Man, I mean, I've been impressed. I've been out there watching him burn some laps in. And it doesn't surprise me to see him out front, but now Tater Sontag going to take over that race lead. That's going to be the AE factory pilot of Aiden Horn. Number 3, Joey 11-4, factory 5. Christian 6, Mark Tyler, and Mike. Yeah, Mike Petroselli out there taking a swing with the big dogs here in 4-wheel drive modified buggy. Right now is all Tater Sontag. Racing his way out of Michigan. Rocking the X-Ray America ride. Pro Motion Tires for Tater Sontag, Coyote, Exalt, a few of his sponsors. So Tater Sontag, let's try and find him. Coming right at us, I believe. Is that him? No, it's going to be a pink and blue car with a little bit of purple. Let's try and find his paint job. Showing him just by the line here. I think that's him right there. Yep. There he is. A little team effort trying to find those leaders out there. A little easier when you're actually sitting trackside and you can see the actual track with your eyeballs. I'm not. I'm actually sitting behind the track in the live RC broadcast booth, so watching on a screen like everybody else at home, so it's a little more difficult as far as myself trying to find those race leaders. A little teamwork makes the dream work, and we get it done. Sontag, a world champion with his 2-wheel drive just a few years ago. Got lightning in the bottle. Man, he got hot and just nobody could beat him. That was cool to see. Oh, is that our leader? Dang. Turn Marshal risking life and limb for his fellow racers. That's what I like to see. That's the kind of Turn Marshal I want when I'm upside down. We get a slow motion replay of that or what? That's not an easy corner, too, because that's actually our banked wall ride right there, and he was kind of sliding down it and just made it work. Sontag's still in the race lead. And he's going to owe that Turn Marshal an adult beverage. Actually, I don't think that's possible. Is he even old enough to buy an adult beverage yet? I don't think so. That's okay. I'll buy that Turn Marshal an adult beverage. The entertainment value was 100%. Sontag, Rivas, Levin, Horn, Brandon Christian, Mark Tyler, and Mike Petroselli. That's my full running field here. We're running out of time here. So, what we've all been waiting for. The A group of four-wheel drive modified buggy. Up next. Aiden Horn getting some love online, but it's going to be all Tater Sontag in that 25-511. As you can see on our A-Main Hobbies qualifying results, Ryan Rudy is going to go 2, 11-3, Horn 4. Factory Foot in the 5, Christian, Tyler, Mark, and Mike running out my field here.
All right. Coming now, final race of the day. Race 21, four-wheel drive mod buggy, heat 2 of 2 on track. You guys
I love this shot. The Phantom Track Cam. You can see the beautiful Maximus RC Raceway in all its glory. A big shout out to Phantom Racing. Don't call it a comeback. They're here. So check out Phantom Racing online. And they'll be having some new products hitting your hobby stores coming near you here in 2026. All right, looks like we're all checked in. Let's see if Shim Shady can hang on to this one. He had a little bit of a rough one after being the top seed in two-wheel drive. He is also your top seed here in four-wheel drive. Let's see if I have that correct. No, Chase Lemieux was your top seed in two-wheel drive, but Shim Shady, your top seed here in four-wheel drive. Champlin, Lemieux, Fenn, Rennerneck, Bata, Sutherland, Lopez. It's going to be good. Strap in, boys and girls. Oh, Nate Dogg getting some love here on the chat. All right. Here we go. These guys rolling them out. Loop is live. First lap in the works. Look at the Avid RC jump cam. Great shot of that. Huge triple. What a time out from the Live RC boys. They knew when to pull out the Avid RC jump cam. And they waited until the four-wheel drive modifieds are going to be airing it out over the crowd pleaser. Great shot right there. So it is Shim Shady on the front side straightaway. Into the sweeper. The little slap double. Kind of jump the face of that single. Land right on the face of that double. Kind of just, I don't know. That's why I call it a slap double. Working his way through the chicane. Over the tabletop. Beautiful line over the triple. Downside money. On the front side straightaway. So pink and yellow, my race leader, and Chase Lemieux in the X-ray. Running in that number 2 spot. And it's going to be Fenn Champlin Rennernick. Lopez with a good run here in round one, going top 6 in the big dogs. Sutherland and Davey Bonta having a rough one here. All the way down to the number 8 here. Bonta representing for Coyote Hobbies out in Victorville, California. I know Mom and Dad are watching back home on Live RC. Rooting on their boy. Rocking that team associated with J Concepts Tires for Bonta. There's all Chase Lemieux now here. Going to take over that race lead. Yeah, wasting his way out of Wisconsin. Rocking the X-Ray. Hot Race Tires, Hobby Wing, Motive, and Hoodie. A couple of his sponsors there. We got a Wisconsin boy out front. And I get a nod of approval from the Live RC boys because they are based out of Wisconsin. Hey, you gotta rep the hometown boys, dude. Like, we're not just known for football, cheese curds, and beer. We're certified rippers. As I say that, Brendan Schimmel has something to say about that. A little do-si-do here on a Friday evening. So Schimmel down the front side straight away, pink and yellow. 1/10 of a second the difference here. We got a Schumacher leading over that X-Ray. Fenn with the X-Ray on Matrix tires. And it's going to be Rennernick, Champlin, Lopez, Sutherland, and Bonta here with 2 to go. 3 down, 2 to go. Shim Shady trying to stretch it out here on this one. It's on a 25.404. That would put Tater Sontag 4 for the round. So what a run for Tater in that last heat. See if Brock Champlin is your back-to-back defending champion out here in 24 and 25, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. So is this the weekend that Brock gets shut down for the three-peat? Just like my Dodgers going for the three-peat, Brock Champlin going for the three-peat in 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. So got it up to a whole 0.2 of a second now here for that race lead. It's going to come down to the wire. We're coming up on our final minute to go here. Lemieux going to have to start strapping it up, as Jimmy Babcock would say. Right now, it's all Shim Shady. Here's your top seed, leading us around here in Q1. 2-wheel drive didn't go exactly the way he planned. He had a big mistake here early. Had a battle from the basement, but 4-wheel drive going as planned with 30 seconds to go. Schimmel, Lemieux, Fenn, Champlin, Rennernick, Lopez, Bonta, and Sutherland, my top 8 here, and that would still put Tater 6 for the round here. Woo! Getting that heart rate up here a little bit. Couple small bobbles here, 15 seconds to go. Got about a 0.7 of a second lead now. I've been watching Schimmel all morning long with that car. That 4-wheel drive, that Cat PB is dialed. That's going to be one to beat here. Schimmel out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Let's see if he can hang on that TQ in round 1. Rocking that Schumacher, strapped up on J Concepts Tires. Exalt Wits RC Racing. He is your 2025 2-wheel drive 110 scale dirt off-road national champ. There it is. It's official. Brendan Schimmel going to take the TQ here in round number 1. Lemieux going to go 2. Lemieux, Fenn, Champlin, Rennernick, Lopez, Bonta. And it looks like no finish out of Sutherland. That's going to put Tater Sontag 6 for the round here. So officially top 10 for the round. Schimmel, Lemieux, Fenn, Champlin, Rennernick, Sontag, Lopez, Rivas, Joby Levin, and Davey Bonta, my top 10 here in Q1. All right, that seems like that is a wrap here for our first day of official racing on the clock and under Live RC. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Q1 is in the books. We'll be back. I'm not 100% sure. It's either 9 or 9:30 tomorrow morning, and we'll get back racing in the morning. Hope you guys have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.